Welcome to the Instructor podcast lessons, where we take a short audio clip from a previous episode to give you a short lesson. Enjoy. CPD, why do you think that's important? And why do you think a lot of driving instructors, I suppose this applies for every industry really, but a lot of people don't actually do it or don't want to do it?
Well, yeah, it's a really good question. When I passed my part 3, I felt a little bit alone, to be honest. I was sort of set off on a path. There you go, and it can be a very lonely business.
Yeah.
If that's what you choose. The problem with being out there on your own or alone or not in touch with what's happening with the industry is that quite soon you can be left behind, because. If there's one thing certain in this life, in this world, is that change will always happen. I've always thought, me personally, I wanted to remain ahead of those changes, because then I remained trying to be the best that I could be. I wanted to understand how the industry was changing, what new things were coming out, if there were any new things coming out, how my own personal skills might need to grow, develop, and change. Because I had a growth mindset, I had but I absolutely understand that not everyone is like that. And that's fine. Some people are happy to work for a franchise maybe, and they will do that job for 10 years. They're happy to teach, and they're happy to pay the franchise fee. And they don't want to get involved in marketing, don't want to run their own business. They're just happy to do that and happy to go the way that they're going, and that's fine. But from a personal development level, you can quite easily get left behind. And then when I mentioned earlier, when the changes happened in the industry, we went from the old PST Part 3 system to the new standards check, and the new Part 3 followed on after that. It was like a tsunami of change. There was all of us. It wasn't overnight, but it felt like it was completely different now. And there was a lot of people at the time needed to reskill, get to understand what this client-centered thing was all about, and what tools they needed to understand and pass a standards check or a new Part 3, to even get to grips with the new driver and rider standard. If you are running a business, then I think part of your responsibility, which we all run businesses, don't we? Part of your responsibility, I think, is to look a little bit into the future, to try and understand where change might come from, so you can prepare yourself for that. Because ultimately, there's as we run businesses, there's an income, and we want to protect our income. We also want to grow and develop, and some of us go on to aspire to bigger things, like run our own driving school. So being close to the industry, just to even go to the occasional show. There's the big Intelligent Instructor show coming up in October. I'll be presenting there, so if you want to come along and join me, I'll be happy to see you. But shows like that, just once a year, just to keep touch base with what's happening, I think is invaluable, because it certainly was invaluable to me. You've got a choice then. You can decide what's out there, have a look around, and work out where you are now and what you need to do to improve. There's nothing like the great feeling after you've passed a standards check, is there? But wouldn't it be great to say, well, that was effortless, rather than I had to do something to do that? I don't think we all should have to do something new to pass a standards check. I think that what we're doing already should far and exceed a passing a standards check. And that's because we focus on being the best that we can be. Not for us. Well, it depends where your passions lie, but my passions lie with the end result, the pupil, and their safety after the driving test. But thinking about we care, and we care for those people that leave us, and that's who I'm doing it for. That's who we generally, most of us, do it for, to keep abreast of what's happening. But so I think I think it's important. It certainly helped me in my development, and as well as continual professional development, I would also say continual personal development. because there's how our own personalities grow and develop, and how we're better able to cope with the people that we see every single day that come from different walks of life and with different learning abilities. How we can move into SEN or moving to drivers with different abilities that may be limited. They're all exciting developments, and with an open thought process as to where might your own career develop, or what might you like to grow and develop into. Keeping your mind open to personal development and professional development is a great way of helping you do that.
Thanks for listening to this short lesson. For more information, check out www.theinstructorpodcast.com.